The painting was screaming. Not out loud, God, no. That would be too easy to explain. But inside his head, buried in his skull like a splinter of ice, the portrait howled in silence. Caleb Sinclair, art critic for the SD Review, had seen his share of disturbing paintings. Twisted surrealism, grotesque modernism, shock art meant to disgust and impress in equal measure. But this was different. The face on the canvas was alive. He could feel its terror. And now, it was looking at him. 2 days earlier, Caleb had always prided himself on sniffing out frauds, on unmasking artists who claimed to touch the divine but were, in reality, just con men with a brush. His latest obsession? Victor LaGrange. A recluse. A genius. A myth. LaGrange had no known address, no public gallery. His work, rare, priceless, surfaced only in whispers and private collections. Legends followed his name. His portraits weren't just realistic. They were real. His subjects, once painted, were never seen again. Nonsense, of course. Caleb loved nonsense. That's why he was here, standing in the shadow of a decrepit mansion at the edge of town, pressing the old brass doorbell with a smirk. The door opened on its own. Inside, the air smelled of oil paint and something else, something rotten. "You wish to understand my art?" The voice rasped from the darkness. Victor LaGrange emerged slowly, his frame gone, his fingers smudged with ochre and black. His eyes, Christ, his eyes, were too dark, as if something else lurked behind them, something watching. "I want the truth," Caleb said, keeping his tone steady. LaGrange smiled. "Then you must see for yourself." He gestured to the gallery. The room was suffocating. Portraits lined the walls, hundreds of them, their painted eyes tracking his every move. Each face was twisted in some expression of horror, some mid-scream, some with mouths sewn shut. And each had something inside, a presence, a consciousness. They weren't just paintings, they were prisons. LaGrange stepped closer, his breath cold against Caleb's cheek. "They wanted to be remembered. Now, they will be forever." Caleb turned to run, but his legs wouldn't move. His arms hung limp, heavy as marble. His fingers were stiffening, his skin tightening, stretching like canvas. He tried to scream, but the brush was already in LaGrange's hand, and with every stroke, the world dimmed. Days later, a new portrait appeared in the gallery. A man with terror in his eyes, mouth forever open in a silent scream. And outside the frame, Victor LaGrange smiled. His masterpiece was complete.